Now in its 9th year, this is GabNet, the Great American Broadcast Network. Talk like you've never heard it before.
I shall sing now. Hey everybody, this is Alex and this is the Ramble, and we go until midnight tonight from New York, New York. The city's so nice they named it twice. There he is, ladies and gentlemen. What happened to the beard? You just oh God. Oh, that's scary. Boo. Anyway, that's Albert Reynoso, and you don't have a beard anymore. You just
no. It's usually just some kind of scruffy look like this.
Well, how often do you shave?
Once a week.
Once a week. Same here.
But I don't shave down my whole face completely. I shave to just shorter than this. I never shave completely anymore.
Well, I shave here and here. Leave this.
I use the trimmer, and
I would do with a beard, but the trouble is I have a place over here, maybe over here, where it doesn't grow, and so I got this like beard with a hole in it, So I would have to really grow it out a lot so that it would come down over the hole.
I don't know if any of us believe you. You're going to have to prove that to us.
Really? Okay.
Yeah.
Anyway.
So you start on what are we in March or April something, I don't know.
We're March.
We're going to check back with you in August, and you better have some substantial beard there because we want to see where the hole is. I don't believe nobody believes you.
I can't. I've tried to grow the rest of the beard. Okay. Hey, I'd love growing a beard. Let's tell for women who are listening. Let me tell you the biggest problem guys have, and that's shaving. We hate shaving, don't we? Basically.
Yeah, I don't do it.
Yeah, we basically hate shaving. I mean, what was the first thing that Letterman did when he no longer had a show? Boom. Right? Because every day he had to shave. Every day he had to shave just before he went on the air so he wouldn't have any stubble or whatever. And after how many years? 30 years of having to shave every day. What's the first thing you don't do when you're not working?
That's right.
Stop shaving. So I maybe shave once a week.
But it's not that unusual anymore to see men that aren't fully shaven. You see it all the time. Yeah. A lot of 5 o'clock shadow or even more than that. I sometimes see Ari Melber. Ari Melber, you can tell what day it is by how. Oh yeah. He goes 4 or 5 days no shaving, and I'm happy about it. I said it's about time. Why are we being put down?
Well, he also has a terrible facial hair problem. I mean, within a day it looks thick, Well. So. But I've told women this. I say, guys, really, the one thing we have to do every day that just drives us out of our mind is shaving. I mean, when I used to go into work at Sirius, I used to shave every day. I would shower every morning. I can't tell you the last time I took a shower now, but well, you don't have to smell me from there. But anyway, no. But the point is that. When you don't have, shaving is terrible. And I tell women this, and they go, well, you don't know what it's like to shave your legs. And I go, come on, that's nothing. You're ripping hairs out of your face, okay? Would you?
I don't. To me, it's the same. It's the same mess.
As I've gotten older, and I've gotten the leg problems here that I've got anyway, whatever it's called.
RLS, restless legs.
No, that's CLL. Oh, RLS, you're talking about restless leg syndrome? No, I don't have that.
You have RXV?
No.
Because if you do, RXV.
A neuropathy. I have neuropathy.
Don't take RXV unless
Anyway, I have neuropathy. My hair doesn't grow on my legs anymore. I don't have any leg hair anymore. I don't have any.
It's all very fascinating.
I don't have much hair left under my armpits. Oh, you're going to love getting old. You're really going to love getting old.
Doesn't seem to be a problem for me.
How many years are you now? I forget. I keep forgetting.
61.
61. Yeah, you're going to love it. You got some great surprises coming up. Hair growing where it
that's
didn't
what people
use.
have been saying for years, and I don't see any difference now, really, except I look different and I move slower. But everybody's when you turn 50, when you turn 60, I'm like, okay, so what else is going to happen? Come on.
Well, like a lot of people,
I'm going to stop growing hair where I don't want to grow it anywhere. What's so bad about that?
You know, I had last week. I think I had 2 people I knew die on me. You know, it's getting ridiculous. Jerry Foley.
That's some segue, Alex. I have to say.
No, but I'm telling you, this all has to do with aging.
Okay.
Jerry Foley.
Aging leads to death. I have to say that I don't know a lot of science, but that's one bit of science that I do know. Aging leads to death.
Jerry Foley, who was the director of the Letterman show, who I knew, through Shecky when I'd go up there. Jerry would always come in and say hi, and we'd talk. And I like Jerry, good guy. Saw him at Shecky's memorial last. He died. Skiing accident. And then the same day, guy I worked with at WMCA, and we've known each other over the years, on and off. Oh, the cat's moving. Now the cat's kind of getting another position to lie down. Okay.
Probably cleaning time.
Yeah, probably. Oh, there we go. It is cleaning time.
Cleaning time.
Okay, so it's bath time. Anyway, the other one was Malachi McCord. Do you know Malachi McCord?
Oh, yeah. Well, you know how I know Malachi McCord?
How?
Because he subbed for you several times at Sirius.
He did, didn't he?
Yes, he did. And that's the only reason I know Malachi. And what a sweet guy. And what a nice guy. Vibrant and open and just a great guy.
A real Irishman.
Yeah. And you get the sense of his brother's writing when you talk to him. You say, yes, this definitely happened, and these are real people.
Well, there's no question. That's what Angela's Ashes is about. He's one of the kids.
Yes, I know.
Do you know they were all born in Brooklyn and moved to Ireland?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
I always thought he was just born and raised in Ireland. But what do they do? Go to Ireland to be poor?
I mean, do that here. You can do that in America.
You can do that here, I guess. But anyway, he died.
Yes, I know.
Then a couple of weeks earlier, another guy I knew, Richard Lewis, died.
Richard Lewis.
Did Richard ever do the show with us in Sirius XM?
No, but I've had him on other shows.
Yeah. Another really
great stand-up.
Really sweet, decent guys have been dying on me.
Yeah, you're right.
You know. But anyway, so, I mean, these are things that really kind of profoundly got to me because I go, how many people have to die before it gets around to me? I mean, I'm 84, for crying out loud. Shouldn't I be gone by now?
No, you have a little more way to go if you're this good now.
Yeah.
I don't see why you should be gone. Now, why while you're talking about this, do you have any I don't think it really matters, but do you have any desires or wishes for things after you're gone? Because some people say, well, I don't want to be buried in this, and
I already told somebody like one of them the other day. I told you I was talking to my ex general manager Ed Krampf, who knows some people on the board for the Broadcast Hall of Fame, and he said, I think we should get you on it again, or at least get you nominated again. And I said, well, that would be very nice. I said, but do me a favor. If I drop dead and they then want to give me a posthumous Hall of Fame award, like they do to so many people, just tell them to go fuck themselves. I said, it's not going to do me any good when I'm dead. Do I
what?
really care?
You
Why
can
do they give
count
out
on-
these posthumous awards? So what? You should have given it to the guy while he was alive.
You can count on me for holding that banner up for you,
Really?
because I will. Yes.
Yeah, I don't want it.
I will say to them, "Fuck you and your award for Alex Bennett. Fuck you." And I'm not even saying this on my behalf,
I'm saying this for
but
Alex.
I'm saying this on Alex's behalf.
And
if
I
you
told
look
him-
back
I
to the,
told him, I
to the
said-
podcast on YouTube, you can find out that it's true.
If they try to give me a posthumous award, just tell them to go fuck themselves.
No, you tell them now. You tell them now, and I'll play the YouTube video. Are you ready?
Okay.
Hey, Alex,
Okay.
we have a great award that we want to give to you, but you're dead, but we're going to give it to you anyway.
Well, I don't want it. Take your award and shove it up your ass.
Oh, that's perfect. That's perfect. I'll cut that. I'll cut that out, and I'll send it
And you
out
send
to the.
it to them.
I'll put it on your Twitter feed or whatever it's called by then, X or Y or Z or whatever it's called then. I'll put it on your feed so it'll be a rebuttal, and I bet it'll be the biggest viral tweet. Do they still call them tweets? What do they call them now? The biggest viral tweet of the day.
Yeah. But anyway, so the other things I got to keep doing while I'm gone. I want to keep my Facebook page going while I'm dead.
I don't know how you're going to do that.
I think they just keep doing it.
And the point being what?
I don't know. If I can, I'll
I
try
don't-
and
it's like
write you
it-
some messages from the hereafter.
Well, if you can, but it's like I guess it's like a mausoleum wall, isn't it? It's just like, let me look up Alex Bennett. Oh, he's still got his Facebook page on here, but he's been gone for half a century.
I still want my. I tell you,
what's
I just
that?
did a lot of work on my my what do you call it? My Roku channel.
Uh-huh.
Put a lot of stuff up. In fact, the one thing I am thinking of putting up is I have the time that Howard Stern came into our studio.
Yes.
The
I
only time
remember.
he visited another show at Sirius XM. So I'm watching this thing, and it was a thing they'd put together with him getting mad about me and then saying, well, let's go over and see him or whatever. But when he's describing me, he says, Alex Bennett's real name is Bennett Schwarzman, and he's so ashamed of being a Jew he doesn't use that name. And I'm thinking to myself, Howard, you're so into yourself, you don't know what happens with other people. And that I always made a big deal out of the fact that my name was Bennett Schwarzman. I always, we did a thing, we did these things at the Fairmont Hotel once a year called Supper with Schwarzman. I've never been ashamed of that name or being Jewish. It's just that it's easy for him with 5 letters to have a name in show business as opposed to me with 11 letters to have a name in show business.
But you did not say that.
No, I didn't know that he had said that.
Why didn't you say
I
that?
didn't know he had said that on his show. Because
He said it on his show.
he said that on
okay.
his show before he came over to see us. So I'm thinking of
okay,
putting
yeah.
that whole thing up there. I don't know. He can sue me for using it, but I'm going to put it up there.
It's your life. Why not?
Yeah. I guess I got to say something, and you probably disagree with me. I appreciate Howard as a broadcast talent and all of that. Okay, but basically, most of his career was on a foundation of being mean and saying mean things about people. And I think he was just too mean to justify it. I could never, you never knew me to get terribly mean about people,
Yeah, but you do a different kind of thing. He did that thing at that time, which was right for that time. There's no question about it. There's no question about it.
Yeah.
And I don't think I don't see it as being mean as much as I do see it as being real and not being this radio guy. He was just this
Okay,
guy.
but I mean, like what he said about me, that I was ashamed of being Jewish
Well,
because I didn't use my name.
That to me is a whole different aspect of that persona that he has on the radio, which spills over into the books. And that aspect is that I am in charge. I am the one who knows what's going on, and that's part of the persona, and that's what's going to be done.
Yeah, but it's to the detriment of other people.
Well, it is, yes.
You know, I mean, all the years that he went on the air and accused me of stealing his act, you know, I mean, I always, that was kind of personal to me because I never steal anything from anybody. And if I do lift something, I give people credit for it. Okay. You know, like as Larry Bubbles Brown used to say, blah, 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 whatever. But, you know, that whole thing was terrible because he was a guy who had a great following. He had a large microphone, a larger microphone than I ever had. And so if he says I stole from him, now I'm known as the guy who stole from Howard Stern, when in fact it's a very good chance that he stole stuff from me.
What does it matter?
It matters only, you know, as a talent, you do get bothered by people who say you stole that. You know, how could I possibly steal from Howard Stern? I was here before Howard was there.
Well, but that's the whole thing. You have to know that's part of the Howard Stern persona that does that.
Yeah, but I'm not saying that that's good. I'm not saying that's a thing to base your career on. You know, it's making other people feel bad about themselves.
But you shouldn't feel bad about that.
I don't give a shit now, but you know.
You know, that's like
you know what I hold against him the most, and he said it also when he was in our studio that time. Gee, I didn't even know you were here. What, Howard? You didn't know? I thought you were doing your show from California or something. Howard, we work on the same floor. You never thought for one moment to say, hey, maybe I should go over and see if I can find Alex Bennett. You know. No, you're so full of yourself.
That may be a bit of a stretch.
Huh?
That may be a bit of a stretch.
Well, because he's so full of himself.
No, I don't think so.
I mean, I was aware that Howard was there. How could you not? You know, all the noise he makes, all the oxygen he sucks out of a room.
Nah.
Yeah. So anyway,
that's what got him where he's got to be.
I guess, you know, I'm not jealous of any of it. I'm very happy with the career I had. You know.
That's all you need. That's all you need.
He never got up to the level of what Howard Stern got up to the level of. But I grew up in a time when there wasn't such a thing as syndication either, you know, and you didn't have that ability to get that large megaphone, as it were. So, you know, I mean, but I've been very happy with my career. You know, sometimes I used to go, oh, gee, I wish I had done more and been more, and I suddenly realized I was successful, you know, and I did do.
Why would you think not?
I did do some great radio. So I'm happy for that. You know?
You shouldn't think any other way.
Yeah.
That's the way you should think. Be very proud of what you've done and the fun you've had.
Yeah. And the people I've met, the people I've worked with, and you know.
Yeah. But if you can get away saying I spent, you know, 60, 70, 80, 90 years of my life doing something I loved, how do you not have a great life?
Also, you know, it just hit me. I've done something that you can't do in radio really today, but I've had 3 basically separate careers. There was the persona in New York City originally, in which I was the youth guru.
Youth guru, Alex.
You know, that whole thing. And then I went to San Francisco and became the king of comedy. It's a whole different thing. You could go, that was the great thing about radio. You want to go to another town, you go to another town, you change your act. Nobody says, oh, you're not as good as you used to be or anything like that. You just change your act. And then I went back to New York and had a whole slightly different persona when we did Sirius XM.
I think you were called the madman of the airwaves, weren't you, at that point?
No, I was called that.
That was Howard Beale. I'm sorry, that was Howard Beale.
No, I was known as that asshole that's on the next floor. Anyway. But it was wonderful because I could reinvent myself each time. Today, people can't reinvent themselves. If they're syndicated, they got to pretty much stay the way they are. you know. And it's been fun to have several different personas in several different careers.
That doesn't even take into account your pseudonyms,
My what?
your secret personalities. James Bond.
Oh, I was that
whatever else
too.
you
I was
had.
that. I forgot that. I was James Bond
right.
for 2 years.
That's right.
Yeah, that was the biggest sham of all time. You know.
And what was that primarily talking about relationship, or what did James Bond do? What was James Bond's shtick?
I had an English accent. Don't ask me to do it. Everybody says, "Can you do the accent?"
I wouldn't even think of it. I wouldn't even think of it. And what? And what? Because I know you played that clip about the guy who hated you. That's a great clip, the James Bond caller. But what did you just do regular talk? You just took phone calls?
No. The James Bond was a disc jockey. We did a morning show.
Oh,
morning
okay.
music show. Yeah. And that was for Gordon McClendon. And I did that for about maybe a year and a half. And then one day they said, I said, listen, I'm going to leave the station. And they said, why? I said, because this James Bond thing is just, I don't want to die in my grave with that thing happening.
Uh-huh.
So they said, well, what would you want to do? And I said, I hear you want to do a talk show at night, because McClendon wanted to start talk shows on all his rock stations at night. I said, you want to do a talk show, and I want that show. Otherwise, I'm leaving. You know, and so I got to get rid of the accent, and I got to do a show. But now I was the man you love to hate.
So but you were still James Bond.
No.
Oh.
That's when I took the name Alex Bennett.
Oh, okay.
Actually, originally, to make it seem more bombastic, it was Alexander Schwarzman, or Alexander Bennett.
Right.
Yeah.
And did the people who hated you as James Bond, did they later hate you as Alex Bennett?
No, they
at
didn't
night?
hate me as James Bond. They loved me as James Bond. That was a happy morning show. I was funny. I was, you know.
Oh, I didn't know that, because
Yeah.
all I heard was this one guy just screaming at you. He has some kind of Louisiana accent or something like that.
That might have been the nighttime show when I was using Alex Bennett.
Oh, maybe. I don't know. Oh, yes, that may be it.
Yeah.
I think he was commenting that you were once James Bond. You're the same guy, and you're still a fraud. No matter who you are, you're still something like that. He was saying.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I do remember.
Yeah. Yeah. So I mean, I've had a fun career. You know, the only thing that's hard about it is that I used to be a big shot. You know, I mean,
So did everybody.
yeah.
Everybody used to be somebody if they were somebody.
Yeah.
So don't worry about that. Everybody goes through that.
Yeah.
There's nobody. You know, Elon Musk is going to be a nobody one day. Just wait.
Well, we all
Well, you
wind
won't
up.
see it,
We all
unfortunately.
wind up in the same place.
Yeah.
You know.
That's right.
So you know, but anyway, so you know, I can't gripe about my career, so I don't hold that against Howard, but I do hold a couple of things against him.
Oh, drop it. Let it go.
He could have helped us keep work at Sirius XM.
Oh, come on. What does he have to do with your job at Sirius XM?
Because he had that other channel and he could have put us on it. He could have saved our show and moved it to one of his channels.
I can't even listen to this. Oh.
You wouldn't want to do that?
I don't know where you're getting this from.
No, when we were let go, they'd been approached.
Who'd been approached?
I had people within the station approach the.
Wait a minute. You have people? You had people within the station?
We had a head of our channel, who then went over and took care of Howard's channel.
Right.
And I talked to him, and he said, "I will talk to them. It doesn't sound like a bad idea."
And by the way, I know who you're talking about, and that guy is the same guy that when he came to tell you you only have 2 weeks left, said, "I will take you out to lunch after this is over."
I've been thinking about writing a note to him to this day that says, "Don't bother, I ate already."
That's right, and don't bother telling Howard about me and being on the other channel either. So there it is.
But anyway, he was approached on that. But I mean, look, you know, I've so enjoyed doing GabNet that, whatever. Well, I noticed that the time is starting to run out here.
Again.
We sat here and we did 25 minutes without breathing heavy.
Well, at least we talked a lot about Alex Bennett.
Did we?
That's what it's about, isn't it?
Was it about me?
Well, yeah, it's about you, yes.
It's all about me.
Life is all about Alex Bennett. Why not? What, is there anything better?
This guy, I got to tell you, we can run over a little bit. This guy here, okay? There. Okay, that guy there is now, since they've all died, my best friend.
And
nothing.
I don't know what the point of that is.
I just want you to know you have a responsibility now.
Oh, I'm going to have to go on Google what that responsibility. I just don't. I don't know what that is. Aside from having a laugh with people, that to me is the only thing you need in life. And I just saw you laughing with me, so that's
why I enjoy you.
I've done something satisfying for both of you.
Ladies and gentlemen, the wonderfulness that is Albert Reynoso. Thank you, Albert.
And my cat.
And the cat. Bye. Oh, and by the way, meow. Oh, the cat looked at me. Bye.
Now in its 9th year, this is GabNet, the Great American Broadcast Network. Talk like you've never heard it before.
And here we are, folks. Yeah, I'm ready to go. I only got one person waiting right now, so why do I do this? Why do I do this? You know why I do this? Because I enjoy those interviews that we do. I enjoy Albert and I enjoy Lori. And maybe I might take just one night a week and not do the callers and just do the 3 interviews that I normally do and put them all in one place. That might be kind of cool, I guess. I don't know. But anyway, we do have one person waiting. And it's not a bad person. It's a good person. But let me get him on here. And we'll see here. Oh, there he is. There's Brian Neary. Hello, Brian.
Oh, shit.
What do you mean, oh, shit?
Just you and I.
Just you and I. That's it.
Yep.
That's it. And you know something? Nobody else called tonight. Nobody. I just want to talk to Brian for an hour.
Exactly.
And everybody. And he wants to talk to me for an hour. Right, Brian?
Yes. I'm excited. Let me check my notes here.
Yeah, I'll check my prep, okay? So anyway, I think the only thing happened exciting today is my business manager sent me my taxes for this year. So.
Oh, I just sent mine out.
Yeah? Do you owe money?
Yes, I get $3,000 back and I pay $12,000. So I'm happy.
Oh, really? Well, when you're paying $12,000 in taxes, what does that mean?
I don't know.
That means you made a hell of a lot of goddamn money.
No.
Huh?
I thought I'd take out a lot of tax. Well, I get a lot of taxes taken out already. And California is just terrible.
Really? Well, I know I pay taxes in California. What was it this year? Wait a minute. Hold on a second. I could go look. I'm not going to go look.
Is that from all the GabNet money?
No, I still have some money for some reason that I get in California. I think it's some of my residuals from comedy shows I did 25 years ago. So, that's, yeah. So, let me see here. I could go look it up. I could find out how much I have here. Wait a minute. Hold on a second.
It's the Jeff and Pam show. Yay!
Wait a minute. I can tell you right now. Here's what we do. I got it up here. Let me see here. My federal was no. This is for Marjorie and I together. Oh, here we go. This is the California individual income tax return. I made $305 in California.
Wow.
And my refund is $24. Big time money, huh? But I don't know what that's for. I probably should ask Gary. That's probably, I would imagine that's HBO residuals, if I'm not mistaken.
You don't see any of those checks coming in, huh? They go to your business manager?
I send them to have them go to him, yeah. Yeah. Why not? What am I going to do? I'm going to have to send them to him.
Are those like the $1 ones, $1 every?
Yeah, sometimes it's I mean, $305 this year. I can't imagine what I made in California other than residuals.
Yeah.
That I could have made in California. So it's probably residuals. It's probably HBO, I would imagine, because that's the only thing I get residuals from now. To this day, almost 25 years later. Bill Maher, they keep putting Bill Maher up on Max, his one-night stand, where I'm the announcer on it.
Yeah.
That has he's earned me a lot of money over the years. I mean, it's not as much now as it was then, but it's still enough. I mean, $305 this year? What? For doing what? Nothing 25 years ago?
So when you were doing those shows, you had a contract, and they said they're going to pay you $500 or whatever, and then they said every time it airs, we're going to give you a percentage, or?
Well, no, they had to. What I did is they paid me for doing the warm up on the show and for and as a consultant, oddly enough, But that doesn't pay you residuals. What pays you residuals is if you are talent on the show. And what I did on Bill Maher's show is I announced the show at the beginning. And that alone kept making me money year after year after year after year. And I wish more of the people that did shows that year became as popular as Bill Maher and had the lastability of Bill Maher, because I'd be making more money. In the early days, I was making I did 11 of those. And each one I would get paid a certain amount of money for every year.
But how is that stated in your contract?
It's not in the contract. That's union. That's a union.
Oh, okay.
See, the warm-up wasn't union. I was just working as almost like a stand-up comic that was warming up the audience.
Sure.
Okay, and as a consultant, that's not union. But the minute I opened my mouth and it went on the air, then I get residuals.
Huh. But the residuals just say that you get a certain percentage, and then that's how you get
no. There's no percentage. There's a residual scale. There's a whole thing, for it.
Wow.
I remember the first year I did it, it was a lot more than it was now. When I originally did it, I think I got maybe $150 for each show.
Oh, wow.
And then every year I would get like $25 a show, and there were like 9 of them. So, after a while, that adds up. At the end, I mean, Bill Maher has made me a small little fortune over the years. Nothing I'm
Why don't you just have your business manager forward him to your goddaughter?
My goddaughter?
Yeah, Adrian Neary. Brian's daughter.
Brian's daughter. Well, I would. But I'm a selfish son of a bitch. It's funny.
She's taking care of from me. I've talked to her several times on the drives. Make sure she understands. So
understands what?
That when I'm gone, she's taken care of. She has to have that mindset of what do you want to do in life, and make sure that she focuses on that after I'm gone. So.
Well, but why are you talking to her about you being gone?
Not because you never know.
Hey, Dad could kick the bucket any moment now, and you're well taken care of. Oh, good. I hope Daddy dies, then I'll have money.
My mom died when she was 37.
Listen,
Jeez, you hit 37 and you go, holy shit, that's young.
I'm coming to a lot of money because of somebody that I thought the world of.
Yeah.
I would rather not be getting that money. I would rather that person be alive right now.
5 minutes with that person.
So I mean, you just don't want to think in terms of that. You're going to be around for a long time. You're going to be here long after I'm gone, and you're going to be on that show where everybody gets together and says, "Wasn't he a son of a bitch?" But
we're gonna go to your funeral, and all these stars are gonna pop up like, oh yeah, this all this bullshit. And all of us are going to say, yeah, asshole, he could have used you on his show and you never call him.
No, well, what I'm hoping is that Marjorie outlives me, because if she doesn't outlive me, nobody will be coming to my funeral. Okay, I don't even
Alex,
have
what
any.
you need to do is leave us a get back at them list.
Yes,
a list
please.
that we can go after them.
Yes, and we will all go
So
speak.
we can leave that. We just leave us a fuck you list.
A fuck
Yes.
you
Take
list?
care of it for you.
Let me see who's on that list.
I'm sure you got a few.
Not really. You know, as years have gone on and as I've gotten older, I've gotten less nasty about these things.
Yeah,
You know, and
I'm sure.
You know, so I mean, I don't think there's anybody that I want to get even with when I die.
Yeah,
Wait a
but
minute.
you know how that
Let me
It's
think.
either that or
Let me
they're
think.
gone already. So
Let me think.
that's kind of getting back at them already.
How about
Ha, ha,
the
ha,
guys
that
that
way.
you
Think
have
about
in your job?
Think
What's
about
his
Florida, he says.
Yeah.
The only person that I would want to get even with or something in Florida, he already died.
Right.
Oh, yeah, I
That's
didn't
what I was
know
saying.
Yeah, yeah.
You probably got a few that have already been taken care
I'm
of.
trying to
for
remember
you.
his name now. I can't even remember his name. Maybe somebody on the thing here.
Oh, the guy you were talking about with Lori last night.
Yeah, I can't remember his name now.
I can't remember his name either. So last night.
Yeah, yeah. No, I don't think. Did she say the name?
Yeah.
And I forgot it already.
Yeah, you both did. Yeah.
Oh boy.
It's a good thing there isn't a contest for a trip somewhere.
Yeah, yeah.
What was said on Alex's show last night?
last night. Yeah, just
And even I wouldn't wish him ill on him, you know. But
I know, but you know,
Hmm?
I'm like, there are some people you talk about, you know, and I know that those guys were on the show, you know, and Live 105 and all that stuff, and it'd be really cool to hear some of those people, you know, and interviews and stuff, you know.
Live 105.
No, I'm just saying not work there, but I mean like the comics you had on that show, you know.
Well, I do. If you have Roku and you go to my Roku channel, there's a lot of that there.
Yeah, we're talking about now though.
Yeah, but just hear them now, you know.
Yeah, I mean,
So,
I've got interviews. I
Kenny.
can play him here
We
with.
need to see Kenny.
Exactly. Tom Kenny would be so cool to hear.
We see. I don't
him
have
talk.
video on those. Most
No,
of
but
those.
right now.
He's talking about on the show.
Yeah,
Tom
go get.
Kenny, if you're out
go
there
get-
watching, please call
Yeah,
Alex.
SpongeBob, get your ass out to
I would
Alex's place.
imagine if I knew how to get a hold of them. You see, here's what happens: if you don't get a hold of these people and they're well known, you know, like
Yeah.
Patton Oswalt, good example. Okay.
Oh, yeah, Patton,
If
yeah.
I were to able to get a hold of Patton, he would probably come on and do my show. Okay, just out of an old time favor. Okay.
Yeah.
But I don't know how to get a hold of him.
Okay, give us a list of those people, and we will get a hold of them.
You'll get a hold of them.
You know, I listened to the comedy thing on my Sirius XM, and there's like 6 or 7 channels in a row, so I always bounce around back and forth. And Patton's always on there, and I mean he's hysterical. His storytelling is awesome.
Yeah,
you know?
I love Patton.
They're all freaking taped though.
Huh?
Yeah.
Yeah, but I mean, you know, if I could get a hold of Patton, probably he would do the show. If I could get a hold of Tom Kenny, I imagine he would say, "Oh, Alex, sure, I'd be happy to do it for you."
Okay, so
Probably
I'm gonna represent. I'm gonna be your manager. There's another manager who is I know he's the only
Producer.
guy. There's another producer here, but he's not doing his job, so I'll take it on myself.
Who asked him to be producer?
What's his name?
No, Amy, not Amy, but Jack Bishop. He's Jack Bishop's producer. How's that
Yeah.
going for you?
And not very good. I'm not even getting the $300 a year. Bastard.
After like 1 month, all of a sudden he's off the show.
Oh, did he say it was going to be $300 a year to produce his show?
No.
Hmm.
I didn't want it. I don't know where he came up with it. I have no experience in it.
Yeah, but
It was funny though.
yeah. Does
there was
has Amy said she's heard from him lately? She must.
No, I asked how come he doesn't come on the show. She doesn't know.
Hmm.
There was
I talked to him on the phone a couple weeks ago, and I said, when you gonna get on the show? He says, I don't know. Maybe one of these days I might even let Alex know I'm not doing the show. And I went, wow, still.
I might let Alex know I'm not doing the show. Yeah, he never did tell me he wasn't
No,
doing
he
the
didn't.
show. Well, how did I find out about it? I guess I
Through
flipped
these
the.
guys.
Huh?
Me.
You.
Yeah, from
You do?
me. I said, Jack's not doing a show anymore, and he said, "Oh, son of a bitch, he didn't call me and let me know."
Right.
That's how good a boss I am.
Yeah.
You know. I just, nobody wants to tell me when they're quitting. They just don't. I just flip the switch and there's nobody there anymore.
Amy's doing a great job.
Amy's doing a terrific job. You know, I really have to. I should take time out to, praise her for what she's been doing. To be honest with you, she really surprised me. You know, but she's done a great job, and she's also pretty good at the technology part of it. So I never have to. In the old days, I used to have to worry about whether, Jack even could get on. And Jack usually, if it was, at the end of the thing, they have to post their show to the playlist. Okay, so that means taking a recording of the show and dropping it in the playlist. And it would take him 25 minutes, 30 minutes. Sometimes it took him 45 minutes. You know how long it takes Amy? I don't know how she does it. 2 minutes. 2 minutes. Okay? So, she's made my life easy.
She got a new computer for the show.
Yeah, I know.
Jack Bishop claimed he had a new one, but nobody would set it up for him.
I'm getting a new computer for this show.
Yeah,
Even though this one works fine, but I just want to get one better than what's his name's got? Than
Phil?
Phil's got, yeah. I'm getting the new one that's an M2, and I'm getting it with 4 terabytes of SSD memory. I'm getting it so it's got 128K of 128. What is it? Megabits, I think, of it, something or whatever.
So can you warn us
Gigabytes.
warn us when you're changing over the computer so we can take some time off because it may be a couple of days.
No, I don't have trouble with that. You know why? What I do is I have the backup drive, right, for this machine. And then I simply take the new machine, I turn it on, it goes, you want this, you want that, how are you doing this, how are you doing that? And then they go, if you want to put in your, emulate your old hard drive or your old SSD, just simply plug in your backup drive. So I plug in the backup drive from here, and I just go, and when I'm finished, I can just unplug here, plug the new one in, all the stuff's there where I need it. Maybe a few things I have to adjust and so on, but outside of that, it's very easy. It's a very easy process.
Jack had trouble finding the on-off button on this computer every night.
Really?
No, I'm being sarcastic, but I mean, it's like, every
Well,
night.
I'm not putting down Jack for that. Jack never was a tech guy. Jack was never
technical.
He was never technical, and I yelled at him about it because I said, look, we live in a business that is constantly changing. The tools you use are constantly changing. I mean, when I used to do a radio show and when I first started out, all you had to know how to do is run a tape recorder, So, I mean, it was really simple. But as time has gone on, you've had to know how to use a computer and so on. He said, I hate the computers. They just never can get them work. And I went, look, that's your new tool. If you don't use that tool, then forget it. You're not in radio. Any radio station you would go to right now would want you to be able to run that kind of equipment.
Most radio stations probably have all the music on a hard drive, and you select from it on the
Most
computer.
radio station, there's nobody there anymore.
Well, I don't know.
We have a thing in San Francisco called the New Live 105. You know what's happened? Where it's broadcast out of? A closet. They just plug in a computer in a closet, and then they run their programming from there. Hi, Tony. How you? Oh, I don't know. Have you had coffee today?
I did. I was going to tell you.
Oh, okay. Here we
Patton
go.
Oswalt is on Manhunt. I just was watching the miniseries.
Yes, I know.
Oh, I know you mentioned it.
Oh, I started watching The Bear. The Bear.
The Bear is actually, I had a hard time getting into it. I watched one episode and I went, eh. And then we
Yeah.
waited, and then I went back and we watched another episode, and we kind of liked it. And then we watched another episode, and eventually we said, "Boy, that's a good series." You know?
I watch a lot of these podcasts when I'm driving, but I listen, I don't watch. So, but a couple of comedians, Bert Kreischer, and he has one podcast, Something's Burning. So he has a couple of people, but he had the lady who's the sister, the blonde girl. Like in the first episode, she came and visited him, and then the guy Matty, the guy who's he's the Fix It guy, Fack, Fack, whatever. He's that guy, but that's the guy who actually won one of the cooking competitions. So actually, he's a chef, but he didn't want to play a chef when he got the role for helping out, advising. So he's the Fix It handyman guy,
Oh, okay.
So I saw them on that podcast and I started watching it. I remember
it's a very good show. Yeah. Well, I was very surprised that I wound up liking it as much as I did. And Marjorie too. She was amazed.
Yeah, so I'm gonna start binging it this weekend.
We watched one season, said that's pretty good. Let's go watch the next season. We watched the next season. We went, that's really good.
Yeah.
And some of the performances, like the woman on the show, the black woman who's plays.
Oh yeah.
Try to remember her name. Some weird name she's got. She's terrific. She's just the best. I mean, it's a good show. It's a really good show. We just got through watching this thing I told you about last night, and I can't remember the name of it again.
The war thing.
About the Cold War. It's 9 episodes, 9 hours on the Cold War, and I got to tell you, that's kind of a slog when you watch it because it's so heavy. There is so much material being thrown at you at one time. But man, it's they're like things there that I went, was I like in a stupor or something when I went through certain parts of my life and I didn't know what was going on? Because it brings up stuff that was going on that I went, really? That happened? And when they get into this episode about how we almost annihilated ourselves just because a computer didn't work right, is just, it's a phenomenal series, and I'm trying to remember what it's called now. I guess I have to go over to Netflix and find the name, otherwise the audience out there will hate me. Netflix. Okay, there we go. Watch online, and the name of the show is Alex. Let me get the name of the show. Well, it isn't here. I don't have it here. Son of a bitch. Well, I wish I had it here, but I don't have it here. Although I
watch
could.
last night's show if you want to see
Huh?
it.
Yeah, I'll play last night's show.
Yeah, you did that last night.
And we'll, let me see here. Hold on a second. Let me go to her name, and it might just give me that thing. Iron Ranger, No. By the way, if you get a chance, watch 3 Body Problem. Very strange show. Very good. Strange Body Problem. Turning Point, it's called. Turning Point. And it's basically, it's a whole 9 episodes of an hour each, or a little more than an hour each, about the Cold War and surviving the Cold War and what went on during the Cold War. And guess what? Charlie is blurry.
Yeah, Charlie, you're blurry.
You're blurry,
I
Charlie.
feel blurry.
You've been working hard?
Whoa. Yeah.
You've been working hard? Okay. By the way, here comes Bree. Undoubtedly, he's going to, well, maybe he's not here.
Charlie likes my way of unblurrying himself.
Oh, that's a new shirt, Charlie, huh? Is that a new shirt?
Here comes Bree. Bree is in a shadow there. He's
the profile.
Yeah. Oh, there he is. Okay.
Oh.
But anyway, so it's what? Oh, there we go. What is it? Are you? It's not like you turned.
Behind him.
No, you got a light behind you.
Yeah, that's.
And when you aren't blocking it a little bit, see, yeah, turn that around. Oh, there you go. There you go. That's the way it should be.
God, he looks so businesslike with that shirt on and everything.
You know, it's amazing. I got to tell you, I'm so overwhelmed by the fact that our good friend Bree is in Malaysia, and he looks the same as somebody who was in New York, like Tony, in quality. I mean, there was a time where when
Tony.
Huh?
Tony's got hair.
I remember
Hanging in there.
I remember years ago when I was working at we did Play TV, and we had a show coming from Revelstoke, British Columbia, with Revelstoke Jim. And when we tried to do it with video, it was so blurry you could barely see it, you know. And it was impossible to do any better because we didn't have that enough bandwidth. And now look at our friend in Malaysia. He may as well be next door. I'm glad he's not, but he may as well be next door.
I'm coming over for some sugar.
Are you really gonna knock on the door for some?
Flour.
Yeah.
2 eggs.
So anyway, today was not a good day for Donald Trump, by the way.
Oh, good.
Oh yeah, a lot of different little things. I don't really have them all here, and maybe I should just bring up like Drudge, and it'll probably.
Oh, I don't know. The judge told him in Florida in the documents case that they wouldn't wipe that out. That they're still going on with the trial.
Yeah, and she's the one that seems to have been slowing everything up.
Yeah. Well, she's slowing up the trial, but his lawyer said, well, if you're going to do that, why don't you just throw it out? And she said, no. And what else happened to him today? I don't know.
She has 6 more decisions on her table as well to figure out before.
Yeah, but I mean, it seems as though here in New York, that trial, the judges said he tried to claim immunity or whatever, and he said, maybe if you had done that 5 months ago when this whole trial started, we could have ruled on it. But now it's too late to do that sort of thing. So I'm not going to even.
Discovery is over with.
Huh?
Yeah.
Discovery is over.
Yeah,
with.
right. And so the trial's going to go on April 15th.
Yeah.
Tax day.
Yeah.
You know, April 15th, he has to go on trial in what is, by the way, a criminal trial.
Yeah.
So
Lock him up. Lock him up.
I agree, Charlie.
Lock him up. Lock him up.
Lock him up.
Well, I think we should give him a trial first, and then we should hang him.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, come on, let's be fair about this. You know, but I mean, it's so we're gonna have a good trial. That's gonna be a good trial. Plus, I think they can have a camera in the courtroom.
Courtroom? I was just gonna ask that. Oh, that'd be awesome.
Well, you see what will happen if there are cameras there? He's gonna act up.
Of course.
And he's going to ruin his case. I mean, he didn't learn to shut up in a lot of these other cases, and they're all like which judge currently? I think it was the one with the Stormy Daniels thing, who said, "Here are your limitations of what your free speech is." You know, you can't say this, and you can't talk about my assistant. You can't talk about my. He was publishing pictures of the judge's daughter.
Yeah.
Now, you know, what did she?
What a real winner.
Yeah, what did she do that was wrong? You know. Wow.
They ought to get him for child endangerment.
Yeah.
Well, I mean,
How old is the daughter?
all that's got to happen is he's got to open his mouth about something like that. Somebody's going to get hurt, and when they get hurt, you know. Listen, I think, you know, if anything is going to doom him in his bid for the presidency, it's going to be that at some point he is going to be so full of himself that he's going to say something. It's just going to. Everybody will just get rid of him, except the diehards, the real diehards, because he's so egotistical that he thinks he can say anything and get away with it. And so far, it's been true. But, you know, only a matter of time. Only a
He
matter.
doesn't need to spend any money on advertising. That
No, MSNBC gives him all the free advertising he wants.
they all do.
You know, I always say to Marjorie every day, "Well, let's go over and see what's happening on the Trump channel." She said, "What do you mean?" I said, "MSNBC. That's all they're ever talking about. It's not like there isn't any other." You know, I tune into like Rupert Murdoch's outfit, Sky News. Okay. You go over there, there's a whole different bunch of news, you know, and stuff that's important. You know, war breaking out somewhere or some kind of earthquake somewhere or whatever. And, you know, it really sucks. It really sucks. I mean, MSNBC just didn't get the message, didn't get the memo when they did this in 2016, where he didn't have to buy any advertising because he got all the free advertising he wanted from MSNBC, CNN, and especially Fox. What advertising did you see him buy back then? You know. And he's going to need to get free advertising because he doesn't have any money to spend on the situation. Plus, he's got all these. They say his legal bills this year are going to come to $500 million. So, you know, which is fine with me.
Absolutely.
I saw something flash up, but I didn't open up the article, but they were talking about who gave him the $175 million.
Yeah, it was some guy who owns. He has a company that does this sort of thing.
He's lent the money before, and I guess he's got it back before.
Yeah, but did you read that one of the major investors in Truth Social?
That's who he's from. Yeah, he's one of the.
Well, that's not the guy that's giving him the.
I thought it was.
No,
I think the guy got busted for insider trading.
This is a guy he's not has been busted yet. He's been charged with insider trading. Yeah.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah, that's where Trump is getting his money. That's where he got some of his money from, you know, for Truth Social. And then he's got all these two other people who started Truth Social for him. There were two kids, right?
Don Henke.
Yeah.
Oh, Don Henke is the guy who bailed him out.
Right.
Yeah, is the bail guy.
Built his fortune through car dealerships.
But wasn't it something else he did too?
I thought I heard something else. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. But
it doesn't say.
But these two guys who helped him start Truth Social, who probably started Truth Social, because
they did, yeah.
I mean, what does Trump know about, you know, starting a website? You know,
Knight Specialty Insurance is the other one.
Yeah. So he doesn't, you know, doesn't know what to do. So what happened is, he's trying to get them out of making any money off of this.
He's pulling a Zuckerberg on Facebook.
Well,
that's exactly what Zuckerberg did to those two guys.
Well, they got money.
They got money, but they could have got more out. Exactly. They could have got more if they would have went to their lawyers early enough.
Yeah, but they got something like $300 million apiece or something. I can't remember now. The Winklevoss twins.
Yeah, I read that whole thing on them. Holy shit.
Yeah, but this is worse than that. These are guys who started the whole thing for him, and I guess told him I'm going to give you a piece of the action. And now that it looks like this thing is going to make money on stock market, couldn't do it. By the way,
I remember he's a repo dude. He loans money to subprime loans to people with bad scores.
Yep.
And then goes out and I think he repos like 250 cars a day nationwide.
Wow.
Really?
It's insane.
Wow.
So he gives people bad loans like he's doing, and goes out and repos the car.
It's funny.
And then sells them.
Yeah, what I see is Trump is going to go home to Mar-a-Lago, pull up to the front door, and it's not going to be there anymore.
Yeah, they're going to come after something.
Right
there, yeah. And how much did he say it was worth again? He inflated that like something crazy.
Yeah, until they take it away, then it'll be worth.
Mar-a-Lago. He said it was worth like I don't know, $1.5 billion, and it's only been the local people there have estimated it's worth at $150,000.
A million.
150. What?
Oh yeah, I was going to say you mean million.
Million. Excuse me. 150 million. Yeah.
I would have believed 1,000.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah. But I mean, everything everything we've talked about with Trump, he is the worst person to do any type of dealings with. Everything is really true about this guy. There's no redeeming qualities on him.
I wouldn't loan him money. Are you kidding me?
I mean, he's not giving anything to Rudy. You don't hear Rudy anymore, Alex. Rudy's lawyers must have told him to be quiet because he's probably dying on a vine. I'm waiting for them to pull his obituary.
Rudy's in trouble. He has no money left. He has no money left, and his good pal, who was really loyal to, Donald Trump, has done nothing to help bail him out.
No.
You know, you don't want to be friends with Donald Trump because he requires extreme loyalty on your part and none on his.
Yeah, it's amazing how dastardly this guy is.
Hmm?
It's amazing how
not a nice
how
person.
he still has a core group of followers. Really, that's what I don't understand.
Well,
I just shows how many dumb people there are in this country.
Well, I mean, if he wins the presidency, there are a lot of dumb people in this country. I mean,
shocking.
how you can even vote for this guy, considering all the problems he's got and all the things he's been accused of. And you can only yell witch hunt.
Yeah, I was going to ask you, Alex, how long can you keep going?
It's the same thing all the time. It's witch hunt, witch hunt.
It's Joe Biden. I'm going to tell you
crooked Joe. It used to be crooked Hillary. Now it's crooked Joe. I mean, don't you only have the right to use one crooked in a lifetime?
I mean, I can't even. I'm telling you, there's a lot of Trumpers.
Can you imagine looking at yourself in the mirror every day and saying, God, I'm getting over 150,000 people. I feel good.
Yeah, well, I mean, if this country reelects him, it's what this country deserves. Okay? And good luck with that.
Maybe he'll bring Netanyahu in as vice president.
Well, today, Joe Biden told Netanyahu that if you don't do something to start clearing up the problems in Gaza, the problems you've created, we're not going to give you any more money. It wasn't exactly put that way, though. I mean, I would like. I've told you I'm not voting for Joe Biden, not until he takes a tough stance on Gaza. Would
you not vote then, Alex, or just go third party?
No, I won't vote. What? He doesn't get my vote. Look, it doesn't matter. I live in New York. He's going.
Yeah, I was going to say, we live in New York.
He's going to get the electoral votes from New York anyway. But me not voting at least gives him one less in a number. And if more people do that, then Biden's going to say, well, I took New York, but not by very much.
True.
And that probably will send a message to him. I'm sure Charlie disagrees with me, right, Charlie?
Yeah.
What's my vote worth?
It's worth one vote, same as mine.
One vote, yeah, but then it gets boiled down into like 78 in my state, 78 votes. Okay, so if I don't even go in to vote, he's still going to get the 78 votes, right? So it doesn't matter whether I vote or not, but when he looks at the total number of so many people voted for Biden, so many people voted for Trump, and he sees that he didn't do as well as he thought he was going to do, he can say probably it was because I didn't do something right. I mean, what other method do I have to if I were living in a state where Trump was going to get the electoral votes, then I'd be voting. Okay, I wouldn't even think twice. If I lived in Texas, okay, I would go out and vote because what are the chances that that Biden's going to win in Texas? Not very good. So every Democrat wants to get out that can possibly get out and do it. Then I would do it. But I live in New York. This state's going for Biden. I don't, this how many months before the election? They're going for Biden. How's that? I've got ESP mixed in with a little N as well. So, but I've got ESP. I mean, come on. Let me see how Bree feels about that. Would you agree, Bree, that in a state like New York, whether I vote or not doesn't really matter?
I agree.
Yeah.
Michigan.
Michigan would be a different story.
Michigan's tough.
You know,
that's where I think it comes down to this time, and Trump could win it.
Oh,
I don't think it'll come down to Michigan. I think it may come down to Pennsylvania, something like that. Who knows? Who knows?
It'll be a dark day if he wins that night.
Yeah. Yeah.
No, I don't think so.
Really? I would. It'll make me sick, really, to see a crook go in the White House.
Mm-hmm.
He's making a mockery of democracy, really.
I think so.
There are different realities here. There's a mediated reality, and then there's sort of a political reality, you know. And if he's so bad, why is, you know, the country is still going?
I have an answer for that.
Yeah, I mean,
the country's racist still, and they haven't gotten over Barack being the president, and they still want to act like they're Confederates in the Civil War. I hate to say it.
Yeah.
I don't buy into, you know, all of these doom and gloom. Everything is, you know, going to be terrible.
Well, you know something? I'll tell you. The night that Trump was elected, I woke up Marjorie to tell her Trump had been elected. She said, I woke her up and she said, well, who won? And I said, Trump. And she said, oh my God. And my first reaction to her was, well, hold on, let's wait and see. You know, this is...
don't jump out the window yet.
Well, I always had this idea that this is a pretty resilient democracy and that it could survive even a terrible presidency. But I said, you know, somebody becomes president and all of a sudden they feel a responsibility, okay? And so then it doesn't turn out as bad as you thought it was going to be. I said, but I got to tell you, after the 4 years were over, I went, it was as bad as it could be. I mean, yes, the democracy was still here, but he's going to have another chance to tear it down completely. And because he's got these jerks voting for him in the first place, he just might get away with it. Unless, of course, they're going to have him do his oath of office while he's in jail.
I mean, just look at January 6th. I mean, he led them to smash the whole place up. I'm telling you, I think he's going to go down. I'm not bullshitting you. He's going to go down as bad as Hitler. I'm telling you.
Well,
January 6th,
not as bad as Hitler.
Not as bad, but he's going to be, because nobody's as bad as that. But he's going to be under like that.
I was going to say, if you said he was like Hitler, I'd say, please don't put Hitler down like that.
No, but I'm trying to mean like he led a riot that they had to evacuate those people.
Oh, it was terrible.
Did you ever think you would see that in your lifetime?
It's terrible.
He told the police to let them in with guns because they weren't coming after him. He didn't care who they were coming after with their guns. Let them in.
Yeah. Well, I mean,
they weren't coming after him.
Also, I heard something today, and it kind of became weird to me, but I guess maybe it's true. They said that there was somebody that actually brought a bomb into the Capitol.
Wow. I believe it.
And it may have even gone off. You know,
Trump says Hillary did it.
Yeah, Hillary did it. Right? You know, but I mean, I know where Bree is coming from, but I don't agree with him where Trump is concerned. I think he's capable of taking down the democracy. I think if he's got a Supreme Court on his side that'll vote the way he wants them to vote, he can get certain things passed which will curl your hair. You know?
Well, we know he can because he tried to in Georgia. He told them, go find me 11,000 votes.
Right on the phone.
Yeah.
Well, hold the money up to that guy, too. And what was the time he didn't want to give him money unless he played along with him? He was muscling the guy.
Which one was that?
Kind of like the mob, right?
Yeah, it's like Gotti. Well, we'll vote Gotti and fucking he's all right.
And these are the things that we found out. What about all this stuff?
Yeah, this is what you found out about the guy.
Done stuff for him. Yeah.
Well, I don't think he knew much about how to be the president or respected the job, you know, or the responsibility that goes with it. That's what I worry about. You know, I worry about more than him ditching the democracy and all of that. Suppose we had a situation, like let's take what's going on in Gaza right now. Do you think Trump could handle that?
Well,
That's my answer right there.
Oh, can I answer one? Alex, I think if Trump was in, I told my brother this, and I'll tell you guys, he would have handed that Russia, Putin would have won this war already. Mm-hmm. It wouldn't have been a war. He would have said, here you go.
Well, if he gets elected, Ukraine will not get money.
You can just kiss that whole thing goodbye.
No, but remember, he was saying that. He was saying, if I'm president, I'll stop this war immediately.
Yeah.
All these poor people getting killed over there, and I could stop it right away. It's like, then why don't you do it?
Yeah, he didn't
have to be president to be able to do that.
Well, you remember Putin, when he was asked about Donald Trump, he basically said, I think he's an idiot.
Yeah.
But he's his idiot. Now remember that.
Huh?
He's his idiot. He says one thing. He wants him in power.
Yeah, so he can continue to play him. So he can play him.
Yep.
Exactly. Yeah. They get it.
I'd love to hear the conversation, if it got free, about what him and My Pillow guy talked about.
Well, the horrible thing about him being president is we're probably going to be forced by law to sleep on those pillows.
My mother had one. They were not good, Alex. I'm telling you.
I disagree.
Really?
I have them and I love them. They're the most comfortable pillows.
Maybe
your mother wasn't. Tony, your mother wasn't as fat as me, so I need the extra support.
Maybe she got a. Maybe she got a bum.
They're not. What are they? They're just like cut up.
I still have it up in my memory foam.
Leftover mattresses all chopped up.
My mother's A&S pillows were just as good, I thought, actually.
Well,
maybe your mother wasn't comfortable with you being there.
Well, I need a couple of new pillows, but I ain't.
You want My Pillow? Well, I'll supply one.
I'm not going.
No,
people, do not send me My Pillow. Do not send me My Pillows, okay?
Would you really? Don't do the My Pillow? All right. No. I wonder what they cost on that.
I don't know how much they cost. Anybody know?
$50.
How much?
I'm not spending $50, Alex. That's too much.
$50 for that pillow?
Come on, I can get it for like I go to A&S.
It's made out of $39 on the bottom shelf of Rite Aid. We're trying to get rid of them.
Yeah, he's right. $48.
And they really wanted to get rid of them. They put them on the top shelf and make them $29.
That was about a year ago too.
$30 right now. They're marked down on sale from $40 on Amazon.
Send Alex a dozen.
You know why they're marked down, don't you?
They go here. It's a red sale right now.
He needs to sell them.
He needs to move the product. They're probably going to shop real quick bagging that shit.
You know,
Made in America.
If you weren't such an idiot, I'd feel sorry for the guy, because he took a business that was doing pretty well for him. He was doing really well with it, and completely
not bad for an ex-con, huh?
No, you were saying he's
third prison time.
Did he serve prison time? I thought he was just a drug addict.
Maybe
he went to jail.
But I mean, he took a money-making business, and I feel sorry for the people who work for him, probably getting fired like crazy because he can't afford to pay them anymore. You know.
Get it.
But I mean, that was a money-making operation. Oh,
you
by
get
the
a 10-year warranty on his pillow.
By the way, money-making operation. Did I tell you last night about this woman on YouTube?
Yeah,
has these golden retrievers.
Can you post the link up? I wanted to see them.
Let them finish, Tony.
Oh, sorry.
I can't remember what her name is now, but anyway.
Yeah.
So I started looking at a couple of more of hers, and I'm looking at the amount of people, and you know this, Kevin, because they tell you on there how many people have watched that video, right? I saw one today. 55 million views.
I should do mine.
Do you know how much money she made for 55 million views?
I'm afraid
it's what? Think 55 times 4,000. What does that come out to?
I've never calculated.
Wow.
Yeah, something like $200,000.
Mama's getting
for one video. For one
Everybody
video.
out there, like the Gabnet show, the Ramble.
Yeah, right. Fine.
That's why everybody
if I have my way, and next time they're leaving this cat with us, I'm just going to take a video of the cat sleeping all day.
Didn't your cat, Alex Shivers, wasn't he going in the bowl? I wonder if that would have been worth money if you could have videotaped it.
What?
Remember you said one of your cats was actually going into
she's been dead for 30 years now.
I know. Too bad you didn't have that on tape, though, or video.
There wasn't videotape then.
Oh, shit.
You know.
I would have been...
Tony said shit, now you're going to get demonetized.
But can you imagine? I mean,
people love
she made, by my estimation, $200,000 off of that one video. And that's not the only video. There's another one with 30 million viewers. Yeah. Most of them are at least 2.5 million viewers. I mean, this woman has probably made $1 million off of her videos of her goddamn golden retrievers.
They're nice dogs, too.
So I was thinking, like, next time they bring the cat over, it's Berta, I'm just going to start videotaping her, but only when she's sleeping. And I'm just going to call it, you know, a day with Berta the cat, and then just lots of shots of her sleeping. I bet I get $1 million views.
People love animals. I used to watch the funniest home videos when they used to do that stuff. You know?
There's some guy on YouTube that went and got a lobster that was going to be sold, put it in a saltwater tank, and after a couple months, its claws started working. It's a pet lobster. The guy's got millions and millions of viewers watching Fred the lobster. It's got a male's name. He doesn't know if it's
what am I doing? What am I doing wrong here? Okay, I'm sure Bree will tell me what I'm doing wrong here if I really want to know. But
sort of about that, so I'll send you a copy.
Okay, well, I just need a couple of golden retrievers if you got a chance. You know, and then she anthropomorphizes these golden retrievers. They like have captions of things they're saying in their mind, or when they woof what they're saying. And one of them wears a bow tie. You know, come on.
Better than Trump, I'll tell you that.
I'm not kidding you. 55 million views. I couldn't believe it. And this one that they were doing, I think it got to 55 million, was they were comparing different foods that they could eat, like chicken and beef and things like that, and whether they would eat them or not. Another video that got, I don't know, many, many millions of views was one in which she put some tape up that they had to jump over to get the food, and she kept raising the tape higher and higher, and they kept...
Yes.
You know what I'm talking about? You saw it?
But I thought they lowered it. I thought they put it was like the saran wrap, right? The saran wrap.
No, this was actually a painter's tape.
Oh, okay. Because there was one where there's a gray cat and another cat, and they had it high, and the one cat jumped up, and they kept lowering it. Then finally, the other one walked over. Yeah. Yeah.
Well, no. In this case, it was the dogs, and they went higher and higher and higher, and finally, when they got really high. One dog got really smart because it was unlike, it was in, there was an area of a, what do you call that thing? You have your sink and everything, and then you have an island.
Oh,
and between the sink and the island, the area where the sink was and the island, that's where she put up the tape. And they would they put it larger and larger and larger, and they finally got to a point where the dogs couldn't jump over it, and one of the dogs realized that if he simply pushed on the tape, the door on the cabinet would open it, and he just walk over it.
I'm going to adopt that one. I want the small one.
55 million views.
Okay. They show these ones where they're like on the sink, and they put aluminum foil, and the cat goes to jump up, and when it jumps up and it lands on that foil, the thing jumps back. And they have like video after video, and that's got millions of views.
See, the cruelest thing I ever did to my cats, you ever put Scotch tape on their paws?
Not yet. Maybe tonight.
Learn something new to
Adrian!
do.
Yeah.
Bring the cat in.
They do a great dance number.
Oh,
wow.
And if they're strong cats, you could use duct tape.
Yeah. But my cats, I used to play with my cats like that. I used to play rough with my cats, and they used to love it. But anyway, so but next time Berta comes over, I'm just gonna have to videotape her, and I'll get millions of views, and then I'll have to be able to kiss you guys goodbye. I can just spend the whole.
Well, how many views did you get? Remember, you used to stick the camera out to watch the snow.
Oh, I had one about snow melting.
Oh, okay.
Watch the snow melt. And I figured, watching paint dry probably would do better even than snow melting. And oddly enough, I did the snow melting, and that thing got like 1,000 views or something. And Marjorie and I, when we go out to the park, we haven't done it in a while because we can't even walk that far anymore. But when we went out to the park, those things got me more. I got over 1,000 views on some of them.
Oh my God!
And we did nothing. We talked for 5 minutes, and that was it. Argued with each other a little bit, and that was the end of it.
The views weren't about the two of you. It was about the lake or the pond and the ducks bouncing around out there.
No, we didn't show that much of them. Sometimes we just put the camera on us talking.
Oh.
And
I've seen a couple of them.
I would come back, and all of a sudden I look, and there are 500 views in like an hour. I'm going, what is that about?
Yeah.
Yeah. So you don't have to work too hard to get viewers. You have to work hard to get no viewers. It's much harder to do that, and I'm getting close to that now. So, I'm really working hard on this show. You've been quiet tonight, Jeff.
Very happy. I am in New York now, or Connecticut.
What do you mean you're in New York?
Well, I'm in Connecticut.
Oh, you're
back home.
I am out of Florida.
I was going to say those doors are pretty popular if you're in New York.
Yeah, by the way,
when you're in Connecticut too.
You didn't like Florida?
No, I did. I liked it. It was very nice.
You're a Jew. You're supposed to like Florida. God damn it.
The temperature is great.
Oh, it's nice now. All right.
Have it nice and warm.
Well, Marjorie's always complaining about, it's really rainy today and my back is killing me and so on. And I go, if we moved to Florida, you'd be happy with it, And I said,
there's no taxes on your retirement, right? And that's why a lot of people move.
I know. I don't know. I don't think that's it. There's no taxes on
income tax.
There's no income on your property. Is there's no income tax in Florida too?
I don't think so.
Really?
I think it's very low, if any.
Yeah. Well,
But people still, you can't believe the amount of new houses that are being built down there.
Yeah. And the ones that are being torn down to make the new ones.
Yeah.
I bet homes don't stay up that long in Florida.
No.
Hurricanes and big storms blow them down.
Shecky had a nice home out in Queens, and it's since been sold. And I bet I and the person who's running the estate are both kind of betting like how long it's going to take before whoever bought the house is going to tear it down and put up a mini mansion.
He always used to say that they knock the houses down.
Because it's on an acre of property, so it's really or chop up the property and make it into two homes, So anyway,
Nope, Florida does not have a state income tax.
They do not have a state income tax. Okay,
no,
that's good.
And that's why people go there and retire because retirement doesn't get taxed.
Right. Well, I'm playing the theme.
Oh my God, that probably went quick.
Gee, it went quick, didn't it?
Yep.
God,
it
seemed like 5 hours from this end. Oh well. Hey, listen, Bree, good seeing you again.
Bree?
Yeah. Everything fine out in Malaysia?
Yeah, going well.
Huh?
Yeah, it's going well.
Oh, it's going well. Okay. He's a guy who, ever since he's called our program, has never lived in the United States.
Yeah, perhaps.
He's lived in Dubai.
Back a few times.
Dubai, yeah. And now you're in Malaysia. Thank you for being here, Bree. I really appreciate it. Just seeing your face puts a smile on mine. Thank you very much, Bree. And thank you to Brian Neary. And it's good having you here. Not once have we been joined by your lovely daughter tonight, so she must be busy. Huh?
I yelled at her.
You yelled at her.
Yeah, it's okay. We'll talk about it tomorrow night.
Oh, okay.
That's a teaser for everybody, okay?
A teaser. Yeah. How he yelled at his kid. Thank you so much, Alan. Thank you to Jeff. Thank you to Kevin. Thank you to Tony, and thank you also to Charlie. Everybody give a big wave goodbye, and I'll give a big wave goodbye at you, okay? There they go, folks. That's our citizen panel for tonight. And if you stay tuned, Amy Manuel is next with the intersection, and she'll be taking your calls live on Gabnet Live on Skype. Gabnet Live is what you type in. I'll see you again tomorrow night. Same time, same station in life. In the meantime, as always, if you see her, tell her I love her, okay? Bye-bye.